Easy people. Today I want to talk about using the step sequencer, and I'm going to try and break this down how I use it and certain aspects of the step sequencer. I'm going to start with two things just in case people don't know about this. So let me go to the step sequencer. First thing is you've got three sections for your default step sequence. Number one is the top part. The top part is where you put all the sequence information. This, by standard, is in 16th divisions when you put it on. So it's in 16th divisions. You can change the divisions whenever, but as standard, it's 16th divisions. So what that basically means is that's 8, and that's 8. That's one bar. That's 8, and that's 8, and that's another bar. So it's 2 bars, right? 16th divisions. So that's the sequencer thing. As you can see, I'll do that after. So the second part on this hand side here is all your drum stuff. And to get to the next level of drums, because I've got a few other sounds on here, which I've kind of just set up, to get to that section, because it's like A, B, C, D, to get to that section, all you have to do is press Shift and Octave, and it'll move it up. So it'll move it across. So think about it this way. That's there. When you do that, it shifts to there. If you do that again, it'll shift to there, and do it again, it'll shift to there, and so on and so forth. I've never gone past D, but you can go up to, I think it's like H or whatever it is. Anyway, so that's that side. This side is the velocities. When it's on the blue one, that basically means how hard you hit it is how hard it'll sound. The next ones are the different levels of velocity. So if you're coming from the MPC or anything like that, it's instead of you just having full, and I think that's half, one of these is half, full and half, you have all little intervals in between. So this is like a vast improvement on the MPC stuff. So that's on that side. Little tip, these are like fixed levels, so it's quite a good way of, if you wanted to put something in on fixed levels, it's really good to do that. It's also good if you want to adjust something, so like if you want a load of snare rolls to fade, you can put the snare rolls in. So like I'll do it now. If I went like that, and then say I wanted it to just fade, so maybe the top one's that, maybe the next one is there, maybe the next one is like there, and then the next one is just a quiet one. Right, I did something there that I wanted to show before I did that, but no matter. So remember my thing about holding, and you can use 2 buttons, so get rid of that. Go back to this. When you can make beats without having to do any playing at all, and that's what I'm going to try and show in this little kind of tutorial today. This section, as I said, is 2 bars long, so this will automatically, as long as I selected something here, so if I go to launch, hold launch, and I select something for a clip space for it to go into, when I come back to here, this will create a 2 bar clip. You can make it shorter than that, you can make it longer after, but as a default, it creates a 2 bar clip. So that's really great because, and I'm going to change the clip so you can see it. So I'm going to go to kick, and then I'm going to add in a kick, and you can see I've just added in a kick here. The reason why I like this is because if you have the clip screen on, you can see how stuff goes together in two ways. You can see how it goes together, in a step sequencer way, and you can see how it goes together with the arrangement, so you can kind of know where you are in a song. So I'm going to make that heavy kick, start programming a kick, start programming something in. So that, maybe that, what's that like? Right, maybe I want a bit more bounce. Another thing I do, and I advise all the time whenever you're doing this, whenever you're using the Akai Force, This is my number one tip. Always put it to screen mode, because screen mode will give you the best type of options. So if I just come out of the matrix now, I've got all the quantize, I've got all the things to control this. I'm going to go back to clip now, because I know I'm going to leave it on 16th and I've put the swing groove in. So let me add some more drums in. I've seen a pattern come together now. All right, say that. And another one is, remember that little triangle. You see this little triangle, remember that. And what that is this section is that part, this section is that part. That's a kind of way of looking at it. It's not quite right, but the best way for me to explain it is, when you're on this side of things, you're going to be landing on where the snare would normally land naturally, is the best way I can say it. So like if I add in this, and I'm going to put that a little bit quieter, if I add in clap here, so you can look at these patterns and you'll start to kind of get a connection between these patterns to say, all right, well, if I ever want the snare to land, so it's kick, snare or whatever, then I always want to put them there. And the reason why you always want to put them there is because this section where you put in the kick dictates what kind of genre, for ease of argument, usually dictates what the rhythm's going to be like. So like if I take this off and I'll just do something else, as long as I've got that kick there, I know kind of things are going to land right. So if I'll put this back to that, because I'm wanting a strong one, and I just randomly put stuff in, it's going to still come out as something. There you go, that was random. So now with my hi-hats, I want to kind of have the hi-hats going. So I could see where I could put them. I know where I should put them, but let's say I don't, right? And I think it's like, and I've got, oh no, that don't sound right. There's a gap. So I go, oh, well, there's a gap. So let me move these and put these and see what that's like. That's right, but it sounds like it's in the wrong place. It sounds like it should be here. So let me get rid of these. That's almost right. It's swingy, but it's not really what I'm wanting. So so that feels right. Maybe I don't want that because I want it. So look at that, 1, 2, 3. So remember the triangle, 1, 2, 3. Remember the triangle. So alright, so I'm liking that now. It's a pattern that I can kind of get behind. Let me see what else I'm kind of putting. Maybe that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something. All right. So I'll follow that pattern up by looking at them and saying, oh, let me do the same. So I'll add them in as the same. So that's the top section, that's the next section. Right, cool. So say I'm liking that, right? Then remember what I was saying, if I press shift, I can go from here to this next section, what is here, what I can't see. So all I have to do is shift and then press octave, and now I'm up into this next section. So what's here? Okay, cool. So let me put some bass notes in. I've got some notes here, and I'm gonna gain just random. I'll press stuff, see how it sounds. I'll add another sound in because I've already got stuff there. I'll add it in on the next line. Okay, let me add some more in on this one. So maybe this top one, I'll add 2 in. Okay. So I've seen that little cursor land there. So that's all right. So that sounds alright to me. So now here's the thing. If I go back to the matrix and then I change the time correction, because remember I said I use the screen so that I've got control over this. I want this note to be longer. All I have to do is turn that down to a half. So this is in 16ths, so I want it to be longer. So I want the number to be lower, because that'll make the length of that note longer. The lower the number, the longer the length for the note. The higher the number, the shorter the length for the note. That's the best way to look at it. So now I know, as long as I remember where that is and I put it back in again, I've got a long note. See, because I've made the length longer. Yeah. Alright, so we've got that sequence. I'm going to go back to 16ths again, because I want these short, and let's see. And we'll add some in. So, so maybe I'll have another one there then. Maybe that. Yeah. Maybe bring that up again. So there. Maybe that again. Yeah, maybe I'll move that. See, and this is how you can make something in a different way that you might not make a beat. And it's at the same time you gain a connection between them both. So what else I've got? See now I've got the whole of the tune. Maybe I'll just say, oh, let me record some stuff in. Well, that's pretty easy. All I have to do is press record. As long as I've got that on, if I take it off, I'm back to the sequence of being able to press things in on the sequencer. If I put this on, I can play stuff in. So now I can switch that off, and then maybe I didn't like the there, maybe I want it there. Yeah. So now I've just come up with my own little pattern there. And then remember what I was saying about in workflow tips about holding a launch and more than one button at the same time. So now I can copy that, and then if I look at this cycle, I can play that now, or I can wait here until it was over. I didn't mean to press that. I can either wait here and press it there, or I can press launch and change it here. So now I can go back down to my drums. Maybe that. And now, because I've got the body of the tune, I can play the rest in. But and then if I've got something wrong, like say I pressed that wrong there, turned off that. Well, it landed because it's got a bit quantized. But let's say I got that wrong, and then say it landed there. Well, then I can just fix it by moving it there, and that's it. Oh, okay, great. I've got myself a little tune. Goes my uncle. And remember, I can also copy. Press the wrong button. Copy. So I've got that. And let's say I'll go back to this again. Launch. And imagine if you're doing this live, you'd be able to make up your own tune live without any worry of like people hearing what you're doing if you had these coming out of the headphones. Or alternatively, you're just playing it live and you're doing it live. It's still as good. I'm starting to waffle now because I'm looking at the time. So I hope that has kind of helped you understand the connection with Step Sequencer. As I always say, please ask me questions. If there's anything you want to see or give me ideas, just in case I don't have them. Sometimes I just don't. So hope you're safe out there, and I hope you're enjoying this. And as I say always